All right, today we're gonna bring a B650 Gaming X AX V2 version. This is a socket 5, all right, if you guys can see DDR5 too, all right? So we're gonna set this up today and see how it works. So first of all, we're gonna review a couple things that you should be aware. They have the RGB lighting connection is gonna be here for the LED lights. I believe it's 12 volts on this one. They do have motherboard controls, all right? They have 4 slots for memory. They have 1 slot here for an NVMe, but then there's 2 more hidden compartments in here for an NVMe. All right, on the motherboard, we open up the casing, and which is right here. If you guys can see, it has 3 screws on it. When you take them off, you got 2 more spaces for NVMe's, all right? So you have 1 here and 2. Now, this one's up to 80 to 110. You could stretch it out, all right? 80 millimeters to 110. And of course, unfortunately, they don't have for the shorter NVMe's on here, all right? But no, these are actually pretty good for the 980s, 990s, and so forth. So we're going to set this. We're going to close this up. We don't need it right now, but we're going to set up in the future if we want to set up our other ones. Now this one's going to have thermal paste, which is, it comes with thermal tape already built in. We're going to take a look at it. Everything's well secured and covered. There's not that much lighting effect in the actual internal of the actual motherboard. Now, if you're going to put a water cooling system, make sure it's compatible with it, or before you actually mount it to a tower, make sure that you don't have to attach other systems in here prior to setting up, because in the past I've set these up where I had to remove the back screws and actually add the water cooling screws. So just be sure aware of that. Now it has reinforcement here for the GPU. It has the reinforcement for the GPU here. This is already set up, and these are color coordinated. If you guys can see, these are actually for the actual motherboard here that goes to the desktop, and they have one fixed already that has a number labeled. And if you guys can see, you can actually see some coloring in there, which is real good. Fans, you got plenty of fans. You got one here hidden here, and then of course you have more RGB lighting, and of course the larger, this is the 12 volts right here. If you guys can see the 12 volts, and this is the D version. You have for your audio connection, and you have your comps, and then you have USBs, and of course you have a Type-C USB connection here, and then you have SATA connections here. You got 4 SATA connections and a USB 3.0 connection in here. You got plenty of fans up here, of course, and they're all labeled, and you can find out which one's actually going to go for CPU, GPU, and they're all labeled in here. So you got plenty of fans here. You don't have any fans in here in this directional in the back or anything. Just make sure that you have one here. You have CPU connection on the side. Now let's take a look at the side of the I/O. For the side, if you guys can see, you got your basic audio connections, all right? Your digital connections. You got your Ethernet RJ45 connection in here, 2 USBs 3.0, Type-C connection, and then you have another USB here, 3.0. This is a 3.1 or 3.1 right here connection USB. Type A, you got HDMI because you can actually run the system out of the CPU, out of the HDMI, your display, and 2 connection, which is Wi-Fi 6 connection on this one, right? For these 2 connections, 2 more USBs. You have the old analog connection for your mouse and keyboard. For those that need to be programmed, or maybe you still use those type of keyboards, this is a connection it is. I don't know why they keep bringing this, but it's going to be here for quite a while. Pins. Now, the best part is we're going to cover this, all right? We're going to cover this. This has to roll back and has to go under. This piece has to go under. This plastic is going to have to pop out. That means it's a successful connection to the CPU and the motherboard. Yeah, close it. You want me to close it?
Let's go.
And then put this pin, you have to push it all the way down and put it underneath. Okay. It's going to be a little hard.
It's okay if it's pushing down? Like
yeah, it needs to.
Okay.
There you go. Keep going, keep going. Don't stop. Put it underneath. There you go. So if you guys notice, this thing just popped out as soon as we installed it, right? So save this. So whenever you have to send your motherboard back to the manufacturer for any repairs, make sure you keep this. This is very useful for that. It won't mess up on the shipping. It won't damage it more than it is. Make sure the copper's not showing up. Push it. There you go. Now, once you make sure it goes in all the way first. and then the screw has to fit. Are you gonna use that one? So we took out the thermal plastic out of the tape. It's embedded. It's not moving at all. So we're just testing it out. It looks good. We got the M.2 NVMe installed. Now we're gonna open this up on the motherboard so you guys can see the rest of them. So, all right, so I'm gonna show you guys a little content right here. We have an older M.2. This is a B and M. If you guys can see that, it's an older. It's not a NVMe, but it is compatible with it to read. I wouldn't recommend to write anything. It's just to maybe storage, just to use it for storage. Not to play any games or any application or anything like that. Make sure you use your main one for that. So we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna set up our memory on. Now that we have installed our NVMe, we're gonna set up our memory. If you don't know about the memory and you only have 2 sticks on it, this is the instructions. It tells you right here first, A2 and B2. Those are the 2 primary connections that you have to set up on your motherboard for your memory. So we're gonna set up a memory and set it up on the socket 1 and socket B and A. All right. So we're gonna set up on these 2 sockets and see how it comes. And it gives you the instructions right here. No need to get their menu out or anything else. All right. So I like that it's included in the actual motherboard. Marry the motherboard to the actual case in here. And we do have 9 connections that have to be actually embedded into the screws. And the way you do it is just make sure you can see the screws ends in that way. Make sure the IO shield is completely compatible to the outside. Go ahead.
No, but it's the corner one, right?
Yeah, the 2 corner, the 2 of them. There's 2 of them. So we're gonna set up the CPU first, and it's just a regular clip-on. Snap in. We pass the cable in the back. We're gonna do cable management later. Just, you know, tuck it in more. Keep bringing in more until you don't see it that much. That's good. Then we'll tuck it in later. Now the next one, we're gonna set up the motherboard connection. Okay. Our first time turning it on, just cranked up right now. We're gonna let it do its cycle, and we're gonna set up a monitor, see how it works. So let it. See what I
Yeah.
All right, so just turn it on. This is what we got. We got the sequel. Now it's time to set up the windows.